niggas, man. First off, no need to go back and forth with the scriptures, cause every time you niggas talk, y'all just proving you wicked. Really? See, the UPK name was mentioned by some Israelite group who called a leader a bishop. Really? And what I'm stating is all facts. You lost that. UPK, that's them hard cats. Cross that, saying the Sugar David was Molech. Stop that. Hope you told me so that when you got your cop badge. Hypocrites, that's that shit we don't like. Fraud niggas, that's that shit we don't like. Come on, man. You Tom Clancy niggas called division. Bunch of wicked ass niggas in your spirit bear witness. That's what's wrong with you boys. Let a man check you. Foot on their neck, applying all this damn pressure. No regard for the black lives the clan gathered. That just shows how you feel about your ancestors. If you really in these streets, where your teachings at? If you really men of war, where your Mitri at? Brotherhood and loyalty, is you teaching that? Pharisees and heresies, you teaching that? When it comes to a check, you niggas turn into Judas. How you speak against the beast, then go join with their movement? You can't lock a brother up cause he don't know what the truth is. Talking about building the nation, you helping us lose it. See, now y'all niggas see why we don't link up with no squad. The more you niggas teach is the reason you show why. The day you left us was the day that your soul died. The Lord named Yahweh, why you calling me Anya? It ain't come from the prophets, then you know that it's all lies. The general held on, nigga, he never jumped side. And y'all see everything we do for the 12 tribes. We see the shit you niggas do when dogs cry. Y'all hated rank, now y'all copy our style. Shit, we heard about your video, seen it and smile. Now it's time to set the record straight. We coming for Nate, dog, let's regulate. Motherfucker, we hit him up. Boy, why you suckers is fellowshipping? Fucking Christians, why would you ever consider dissing? Nigga, listen, you'll never last in our division. That UPK forehead launch is never missing. Officer down, I'ma start to offer you clowns. Are you talking tough in your church offering down? Y'all just a cheap imitation. These niggas hating, wanna be us so bad as humiliating. Making this track using indirect statements. ISUPK on location, lying to their faces, lying in your convo, putting cases on everybody, nigga like Alonzo. UPK the big dog, rest of y'all just pups. We about to separate pure bread from mutts. Y'all days is up, y'all gay as fuck. You say you got the truth is you suck. Y'all stick the line cause rapping ain't where you wanna go. You took your shot, got blocked, not today like Matumbo. Holding came with Columbo, UPK do a jumbo. Can't beat us with the scriptures, rapping not in a rumble. Y'all second class, y'all wouldn't last in the jungle. You dealing with the predators, wearing purpley regular. IUIC so peeved, they irrelevant. Your track so corny, I'm doing this for the hell of it. Just to be clear, I don't give a fuck like I'm celibate. Got your bitches saying cheeky, you're so delicate. Then you try to pick up a mic, that ain't intelligent. If you talking numbers, you ain't fucking with us, they either. Cause every one of ours with 3 or 4 of you divas. You hard as a Justin Bieber, we hot as a fucking fever. You should join the trooper program, you starving for a leader. UPK will make y'all men. We do a lot of charity, so we'll take y'all in. Show you how to be a soldier and to keep them hoes in their place. But to be honest,
right, most high Christ, man. Let's get this in. Let's get this in, man. It's the ISUPK, Kentucky. We're gonna have a scripture breakdown class. As always, we are out of 1 West 125th Street under Commanding General Yohanna. And I want to start this class off by just saying, man, you know, it's the best job in the world is being the priest and prophet of the Lord. But it's a very difficult job. It's very difficult to deal with the Lord's chosen people. And once we know we the Lord's chosen people, of course, it's easy. But convincing a people that have been beat down so bad that they actually are the chosen people, it's a very, very difficult job. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't choose another job over this. Don't get me wrong. But it is a very difficult job. It's sad that when you look at today's news, it's so much, you know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of, you know, the men above me and, you know, that's why they don't even mess with the news. And I understand that, but I've always been a news buff. I've always been one that, you know, keep an ear and eye out for how the enemy's thinking and what the enemy's trying to make people think they're up to. But when you read things like McCarthy, I believe he's the minority whip the House. He's the leader of the GOP, and they are in the minority now. So he's the leader of the GOP, the Republicans in the House of Congress. And during a statement against Majority, whatever her name is, Green, who likened wearing a mask until the Holocaust, he made a statement that is so ridiculous because we have a black caucus in Congress, and they sat here, listened to him, didn't rebuke him, because it's a statement that even they agree with. And that statement was that the comment that she made about the Holocaust and masks should never be identified or compared with the greatest human atrocity ever. Now, to some, they'll look past that and be like, hey, you know, it's those are powerful words, because this is also a man who's in a party that wants to replace slavery out of the school books and basically out of the history books, because they're saying, just like the former President Trump said, it makes Americans, Salakia, hate America. It's a negative towards America. So now they'll call it the Great Migration or whatever they want to call it. But for this man who understands history and understands what has been going on, to say that the greatest human atrocity was the Holocaust is a much greater disrespectful statement than that woman comparing the Holocaust to wearing masks because she said they had to put a star on them. It's so disrespectful, man, because the world really thinks that that is the greatest atrocity. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians will also agree with that. That's why they feel the pain of the Palestinians. That's why they feel the pain of everyone else, and will not get upset enough to change their ways. As the Bible says, surely oppression will make a wise man mad, man. We're supposed to be mad in this truth. We're supposed to be upset that the history in the Bible continues, man. The history in the Bible continues. First of all, the greatest, Salaki, I'll just say one of the greatest tricks that the Christian pastor has put over on us is he wants us to believe that we are not the people in the Bible. That what we are is we're basically converts who can come in through Christ. Not that Christ is our king, but we can now come into the greatness of the Most High because Christ. Hey, Salakia, can you go get the dough for the brother? Salakia. And the sad thing is this. Our people believe it. They believe it, man. They believe that we are not the great people that the Bible speaks of. And this is why we're in the same condition. Salakia. Salakia. And you know, doing my studies, I got a little upset, man. I got a little upset because the numbers came out today saying that George Floyd case, we're in the year anniversary. That George Floyd case, the numbers are exactly the same police brutality, the same murders that happened pre-George Floyd is happening right now today. There's no difference. It's happening right now today. The numbers are the same. So all of the marching, all of the crying, all of the things that Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians did to celebrate because a police officer got convicted. Let me tell you something, man. The numbers are the same. Ain't nothing changed. It's the same thing, man. And historically, it's biblical. It's been going on with our people when our people want to follow the ways of our oppressor, man. And it's sad. It's sad. So I had to start with that because, you know, being an officer in the ISUPK is the absolute greatest job I've ever had. But at the same time, it is a very difficult job because our people love our oppressors. Love them. And it's biblical. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. My first scripture is going to be in Maccabees. It's going to be First Maccabees, and we'll start with chapter 1. You know, I got to take my time with this because I want to make a point. The Christian pastor, as I said, wants you to believe that the heathen, you know what I'm saying, could never be an Israelite. That's why they say we are grafted in. That's why they say we're spiritual Israel. That's why they have all kinds of excuses saying that we can now be of Israel through Christ. Like I said earlier, not that Christ is our king, but we, which some of us are historically and today, are the heathen, but their definition of heathen is a non-Israelite, period. That's what their definition is. So the Christian pastor, in his lying ways, want you to think that this oppressor that constantly destroys you actually saved you through their religion, through their ways, through their customs, because Christ, the Reverend wants you to believe, is one of them, not one of you. You are given mercy because Christ was merciful. So let's go ahead and let's get into some scripture. And let's let the Bible speak. Go ahead and read that when you got it. First Maccabees chapter 1, and let's start at 41.
It's the Apocrypha, First Maccabees 1 and 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Now, this is a very, very powerful story in Maccabees, because what was happening then is happening today. And we're even getting closer to the decree that this king made. We're even getting close to the decree. Keep reading.
Verse 42. And everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
Now, the heathen agreed, but these are Israelites. Now, when we get to the king Salakia, and if I butcher the king's name, Salakia, but it's King Antiochus.
I said it wrong. That's right.
Yeah, King Antiochus was he was a Greek king during the Seleucus. I might be butchering this, but during the Seleucus dynasty, who ruled under Alexander the Greek. And this dynasty was that the king was ruling was a Hellenistic state, which we all know what Hellenistic means in the UPK. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at the definition, you go to the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, you will read that a Hellenist is a Jew who made Greek their tongue and with it often adopted Greek ideas and practices. So the heathen that they're talking about right here is an Israelite. But it's important for y'all to understand that the Christian pastor never wants you to identify with your people that's in this book. Because what happened to them we go through today. He wanted one people, and he wanted you to let your laws go. Read 42 again, Baba Kushal.
First Maccabees 1:42. And everyone should leave his laws.
Go ahead.
So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
They agreed to the commandment of the king to go against their laws. So heathen, it is usually used for a non-Israelite, correct?
Okay.
But it's also used to describe Israelites who weren't basically acting like Israelites. They were acting like the Persian.
Right.
They were acting like the Egyptian. They were acting like the Greek. They act like Americans. They act like Canadians.
Right.
They act like British. You see what I'm saying? That's the heathen that the Bible is trying to explain you are. But your pastor will never, ever, ever teach that. First of all, he's not going to go to the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha is in the original King James book, man.
Okay.
It is an original, but a Protestant, someone who protested against the church by the name of Martin Luther, what a coincidence there, took it out in the 1700s. Because if you study his mission, was a white supremacist mission.
Right.
And he understands that these people in Greece wasn't white people. He knew that. We're not going to have a book in the Bible with darky in it. We're not going to have it. So he took it out because it did nothing for the new Protestants. Those white supremacists trying to teach a different biblical doctrine than the Catholic Church. But that's a whole nother class. So Gentile, the definition is similar to heathen, correct? Usually a non-Israelite, but can be an Israelite.
Right.
The Christian church teaches that we are the Gentiles, not the meaning of sometimes an Israelite, but a Gentile that's always a non-Israelite.
Right.
So the Christian pastor does not want you to ever think that you are an Israelite and this Bible has anything to do with you. You know what that does? That makes you hate the Most High. Because even in the Most High, you're second class. Subconsciously, that's why these youngsters on the street can't get with it. They can't really get with it. Like we come into UPK, we no longer gangbang. We no longer do the things that we used to do. Them youngsters cannot go to the Christian church and change their ways. The spirit of it is just not with these youngsters. These are Israelites. We can beat up on these youngsters out here gang banging, shooting the block. We can beat up on them all day. But there's one thing y'all better recognize. They have the spirit. They got the spirit of an Israelite.
Right.
Destructive? Yes, but powerful. They just need to hear the truth. That's why brothers, like the brothers here in Kentucky and around the world in the I.S.U.P.K, is doing what we do. That's why. Those youngsters that we beat up on are the future. Let me tell you something. You get the shooters. You get the ones that they say, man, that's a hitter right there. You get him following the law, statutes, and commandments. You got a real warrior. A real warrior. And they can't get with that Christian BS, man. They can't. They can't. It's something about it because they understand that they are better. But the Christian church wants you to think you're a second-class citizen, even to the Most High. So let's go ahead and read 43, Salakia.
Come. First Maccabees 1:43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
Now, these heathens were Israelites. You understand that? Go ahead.
And sacrificed unto idols.
Go ahead.
And profaned the Sabbath.
Let me tell you something. Why is it that we can't just read the Bible, man? Stop letting Reverend Pope Chop teach you the Bible because he's not going to teach you the truth. This story right here, like the Bible says, there's nothing new under the sun. It's happened to us over and over and over again. Every time we stray away from the Most High, this happens. The Sabbath is not holy to African Americans. They on the wrong day and you name it, correct? Okay. The Sabbath to African Americans, to Hispanics and Native Indians, that is part of this government listening to their king and following their king laws. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. Right. It's all about church. It's all about what the enemy says. And you can just take one day of studying and you'll see the discrepancies, the lies, the taking out, the changing, everything that Christianity has done, man. You'll see it in one day of studying, not years. One day of studying. That's how powerful the Lord has not only made us, but made their lies, man. Their lies is powerful, man. And it destroys us, man. Continue reading.
Hey, so like I said, go ahead. What you said was so heavy because, like you said, take one day of studying. Like I always wondered, like, why do it's Sunday today we go to church?
Yeah.
Why is Sunday today black people go to church?
Yeah.
Now, come to find out is because Christianity is all paganism.
Yes.
And they used to worship the sun.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes.
Like they used to worship the sun. It's sun worship still in 2021. That's the whole point. And that's crazy though. That's all I had though. That shit.
But look, what you just said is powerful though, priest. Because Julius Caesar is the reason why we got 365 days. Right. He added 2 months, made one of them July. You see what I'm saying? We following our oppressor's calendar. This is what the book is saying. Our people follow their ways, their laws. Everything they say to do, we follow. And it's happened before. See, the important thing about you reading Maccabees is you will learn that this ain't no white Jew. They have nothing to do with this Bible besides the synagogue of Satan.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They've never gone through this. They don't continue to go through this. We do. We fit the description. We are that usual suspect when it comes to this Bible, man. Because we can, like I say, one day, learn how Julius Caesar added 2 months, made it 365 days, and then from there, what's your Sabbath? It's their sun god day? That's not a coincidence. Right. The Bible wants you to rest Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Correct?
Okay.
How you at Sunday? You don't study it? Master say it, so it's okay? Man, learn the truth of the Most High, man. Because the Most High, There's a reason why the Bible say he's a jealous God. Now, the translations of that's a whole nother class too, because you thinking of earthly jealous. We talking about destruction. That's what I'm talking about. You break down that Hebrew word, the Hebrew meaning and the context. Let me tell you something. The Most High is not playing with you. For real. When you are fed up, let's just say you got your baby. You teaching your baby how to walk. You keep telling them, hey, no. That's a law. Don't put your hand in the socket. Quit going over there. You're going to bust your head. Quit you guiding, you giving the law. Sometimes you're going to sit back and be like, you know what, this baby girl, you got to learn. Baby boy, you got to learn. They fall, they bust their head, and they cry. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But that is something you had to do because they're not listening to you. I'm not saying babies listening. The point I'm trying to make is the Most High is our Father and treats us like his children. You understand that? So when we don't listen, we will bump our heads. You bump your head too many times, you might put your hand in that socket and get thrown back. And you got to start all over. Your spirit got to go to another body because you're not listening. The story of Maccabees is so powerful. I want you to continue reading because I want to be able to get through this. Baba Kusha, Salaki, because you know me. I get to talking and I got 4-5 subjects going on. But let's stick to this, and I want everybody to listen to the reading. It's very important. Who are they talking about? We just read heathens. Now we know the heathens were later identified as Israelites, correct? Now continue reading, Baba Kusha.
First Maccabees 1:44. For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem.
Unto who?
Unto Jerusalem.
Go ahead.
And the cities of Judah.
Go ahead.
That they should follow the strange laws of the land.
Now, listen. This is a king that's reaching all the way out beyond the Israelites in his city, correct? He wants all the Israelites to not follow their God, not follow their power. If you look and be intelligent, if you look at our oppressor today, he doesn't want you to be nothing but a Christian. You go in there and say you anything else but a Christian, you might be able to get away with a Muslim every now and then. But if you're not a Christian, where you going? Where you going in life? How many Israelite actors do you know? I'm talking about practicing Israelites that let them know I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I hate that. I don't like to say that term, but I'm an Israelite. You understand that? Would Denzel say that? Will LeBron say that? What do they say they are? Christian. I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We think that's beautiful because Yahweh Shai Mashiach is an absolute perfect example. But we know their example or their definition of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, Jesus Christ, is what the oppressor says. I remember on Fox News, Megyn Kelly, she made a statement and she got a little twisted, but never got in trouble for it. She said, get over it. Jesus, he's just white. He just is. Santa Claus is just white. He just is. Now, the heavy thing about that is that's what black people think. Even the black people that'll tell you Christ was black, they'll mess it up by saying he had dreads. You feel me? But he wasn't black. They'll tell you he was African. Break it down. Every so-called African American, every so-called woke black man or woman will tell you, oh no, he wasn't African American black. He was an African black.
Middle Eastern.
Yeah, or Middle Eastern, or white people want to say that term now, but it's so hard for Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians to admit Christ was a nigger. If he was walking the earth right now, he'd be considered an African American. Not no stinking African, but one of us. The niggas from Chicago, the niggas from LA, the niggas from Vegas to New York to Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas, the West End niggas over here in Kentucky. He's one of us, but the Christian church will never teach you that. The reason why I want to read Maccabees, and it's very important, read this on your own. Look what the king, which means leader, just like the leaders of today is doing to you now. They're doing it to you now. Continue reading.
First Maccabees 1:45.
Go ahead.
And forbid burnt offerings.
Their ways. Go ahead.
And sacrifice.
Go ahead.
And drink offerings.
Go ahead.
In the temple. And that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days.
And what?
Should profane the Sabbaths and festival days.
And festival. Let me tell you something. The Black Caucus has never told black people to celebrate a Day of Atonement, Passover, Feast of First Fruit, whatever. You know what they do? Christmas is coming. Thanksgiving is coming. They follow, and I gotta say we, because I'm one of you. We follow the ways of our oppressor. All the way back. This is Maccabees, man. This is thousands of years ago. There was a group of people who were Israelites, but considered heathens. They weren't born in Jerusalem. They didn't follow the Israelite way, but everyone knew they were Israelites, even their oppressor, the goddamn king. Go ahead.
If I may, sir, this is why they took it out the Bible, though, because it caused so much confusion. Like wondering, like, who is Paul going to? You feel me? Who is they going to? Who is these other people they going to that's considered the Gentiles? The whole time it was the ones that got lost in this right here. Being considered heathens and stuff like that.
Boy, you a priest.
Most of that crap.
You know why? Listen, you a priest. Read 48. Salakia, where we at? 47?
No, we in 46.
46? Wait, Salakia. You done got all the way to 48, priest.
I've been Salakia.
Yeah, but that's heavy. And you right, man. Go ahead and continue reading.
First Maccabees 1:46.
Go ahead.
And pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
And what?
And pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
And what?
And pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
So part of the plan is to pollute the sanctuary, which is what?
All the temples.
Our holy place. And the holy people. That's why listen, let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't even understand the importance of the I.S.U.P.K. under Commander General YAHANNA, man. Y'all don't understand the importance of the classes, the schools. Those are sanctuaries. We bringing them back unpolluted. Your synagogue with these fake niggas in there and these fake hook-nosed white Jews, that's pollution. But the holy people are also being polluted. Why? Because we effeminized. You understand that? I'm so sick of watching. Listen, and I've been watching them because I watch shit for knowledge. You got the housewives of this, that. Have you noticed they want our black women to look like trannies? Let's talk about it. That's pollution of the holy people, of the separate people that are chosen by the Most High, man. That's chosen by the Most High, but are acting less than. Continue reading, Baba Kushab.
First Maccabees 1:47. Set up altars.
Go ahead.
And groves and chapels of idols.
What does that mean? Let me tell you something, black man. When you go to church, do you think you are being told to worship a black God? A man of war? I say it differently. A nigger God.
Right.
You not being taught to be in adherence to the law of a nigger God. You are being taught to follow a weak white man in a thobe, a goddamn Roman a bathhouse cloth, some straight homosexual gear. For real. Why did they put that on Christ? You don't study. Why would they put a Turkish at that? A Turkish and Roman bathhouse cloth on Christ? That's not in the scripture. Christ was a man of war like his father, in the streets, in the cities. Romans right over here. He right here raining down on his people, man. What example do you have that's close to that Bible today? I.S.U.P.K. I'm going to answer it for you. The priests and the prophets of the I.S.U.P.K., listen, we are the same ones that was fighting then. Because don't forget, it said some or most of the Israelites. Salakia. Not all. There was rebels in Maccabees. Am I correct? There was rebels. We'll get into that later. Continue reading.
Khan. First Maccabees 4 Salakia. First Maccabees 1:47. Set up altars and graves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts.
Wow.
That they should
Go ahead.
That they should also leave their children uncircumcised.
They should do what?
Leave their children uncircumcised.
You brought up Paul. You understand that?
Khan.
And you brought up how they brought it out. How they took it out, right? So heavy. So heavy, priest. That's that. Martin Luther saw that.
Right.
He saw that Paul said, yeah, I'm a Roman soldier, but I'm from the tribe of Banyanyam.
Right.
I'm an Israelite, meaning this. I'm not a European. I'm not a white supremacist. You understand that? They had to take that out of the Bible.
Right.
Our enemy is an enemy because they sharp. Let's don't call it what it ain't. They sharp. And they know how to get us. Hold on. Why do you get black people with God? Has anybody ever thought of that? Listen, when the slaves couldn't read, got their eyes burned out, little girls, man, this is the animal we dealing with. Little girls getting their eyes burned out. But all of a sudden, the white man allows them to read a slave Bible. Allowed them to have an overseer. You see what I'm saying? If you will, Biblical Shot, plug that. Most High Christ, Biblical Shot. Yeah, they come. The water priest. Let me tell you something, man. They don't care about any Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. They want your destruction. That's what they want. So you can read not the real Bible, but the slave Bible. We have documentation of them creating it. Study, man. Quit worrying about what's his name, Lil Yachty, and his new fingernail polish line for Black men. He's not promoting this to white dudes. He got a video trying to show you Black men how his nail polish line suits you. Man, get the hell off that. You know what I'm saying? They want you to be weak because a weak Black man is non-threatening. I say this, how many classes have I said this, what I'm about to say? That's why niggas will get on an elevator full of white people and do this. Smile. Just, nigga, what you smiling for? You're in the elevator with your enemy. This is not new. This is not new. This has been happening for thousands and thousands of years. Our people, the attitude, the spirit, what we do as a people while we are oppressed is biblical. We got Black on Black crime in the Bible. Niggas was killing niggas in Egypt and Persia and Greece. Why? Because some adhered to the king. Others didn't. That's automatic civil discourse. That's automatic war and a fight between Israelites. That's why after slavery, Black people were able to do so well. Because the white man destroys you. Even if we battling, as long as we battling together, guess what? Nothing can stop us. We're the cream of the planet Earth. There's nothing better than us on this planet. And when I say us, I mean every Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian. I don't give a damn how disgusting they are right now. The best example that ever came on this earth allows them to change and be better than everybody before them, man. Straight up. But Maccabees, a book that the Christians will tell you, oh, I don't read that. Oh, no, I don't read that. You don't read that? What do you mean you don't read that? We can show you it's in the original Bible.
Right.
But a white man, white supremacist, who said that Black people are the dung of the earth. So you're going to listen to him in the 1700s. And that's your reason why you don't read it? When a Black man had the commission to have it in the Bible. So you can learn thousands of years later, dum-dum. Salakia. It's so silly and stupid of you. Everything, listen, if the white man says the sky is blue, question it. Because guess what? It ain't. And he a liar. You understand that? Don't believe what they say. Study it. Learn for yourself. Your oppressor is always going to say things to make you feel like you have to be humble. Straight up. At your slavery, at the line in Walmart, at the gas station, white people always want you to know they're above you. What other people come up and touch you? Oh, this great shirt. Oh, your hair. And listen, man, you dealing with an animal and don't know it. And you mad at the priests and prophets of the Lord because we change our ways and we talk directly to you because you'll never listen to weakness. That's why you listen to Reverend Cornbread, but you don't really follow him. You don't really follow him. You go to church Sunday because you just, let me watch my tongue. You just screwed the whole club Saturday night. You understand that? You just watch your dope dealing husband kill 2-3 people. So you gotta go to church to make yourself feel better instead of living God's laws every single day. You got something to say, Bree?
No,
all right, go ahead. Continue reading.
First Maccabees 1:48. That they should also leave their children uncircumcised.
Go ahead.
And make their souls abominable.
Man.
With all manner of uncleanness and profanation.
Listen. All manner of uncleanness. Listen. Profanation is like profanity, like disgustingness, vulgarness. You understand that? So in these days, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised. You already know, back in the days, if you were circumcised, they called you an Israelite. You was in the truth, pretty, you know what I'm saying? You was in the truth. Uncircumcised, you wasn't. Right? So you leave your children out the truth. Make them nothing. All kind of profane acts, you're with it. This is the same people that'll say, I love my son. Ma'am, your son's gay. I love him anyway. I love him for who he is. Guess what you just did? You said F the Most High. That's what you just did. All over your feelings because the king has a decree out that says homosexuality is okay. And you should want your son to be gay. You should want your black child to be gay because maybe if officer a white supremacy pull your son over and his wrist bent and he, sorry officer, and he's a faggot, Salakia. I'm serious, man. And he's weak. Maybe they won't kill him. Because it's the black man that, why you pull me over? What'd I do? Being a man. He getting shot and killed. But your son being weak. You see what I'm saying? His spirit is gay. So you telling me that you want your son to be gay to stay alive? Let me tell you something. Surely oppression make a wise man mad. Kill me before I gotta go against the Lord. You think I'm gonna try to please a couple of backwoods crazy white boy, inbred white boys? Are you serious? But that's what y'all do, man. That's what y'all do in this slimy, disgusting world, man. If I may, we read that, the king was making laws to prevent the Israelites from serving the Most High, correct? Another law that the Greeks put on the Israelites is that, we should leave our sons uncircumcised, out the truth, weak. Why is it important to leave your sons weak, out the truth. Disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Let's read Ephesians real quick. Salakia. Let's go to Ephesians. Hold where you at, because we're gonna go all the way to 50.
Okay.
But let's go to Ephesians 2 and 11, Baba Kusha. Hey, Salakia. Salakia. Yeah. Hey, sis. Come here for a sec. So, if I could continue while you get that, it's very important that the Greeks, our oppressor today, is the children of the Greeks, the children of the Romans. You understand that? The children, they're Edomites. The important thing is they want our sons to be uncircumcised, not of the Lord, outside of that covenant. You see what I'm saying? It's very important. Go ahead and read that when you got it, Baba Kusha.
Come. Ephesians 2 and 11.
Go ahead.
Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh.
Being what?
Gentiles in the flesh.
Go ahead.
Who are called uncircumcision.
Man.
Like that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands.
Listen. When you are uncircumcised, we're talking about more than the skin. You see what I'm saying? We're talking about following the Lord. Correct?
Come.
Chime in if I'm wrong, man. Somebody help me if I'm wrong. Let me tell you something, man. It was important then for them to have your sons weak. Punks. Not a part of the warriors. Like it's important today. It is the biggest tool and propaganda they try to use to destroy us, man. They after our black children. Number one, the sons, the progenitor.
Right. Hey,
Go ahead.
If I could, sir. That's so heavy because they study us. Like, you can't never take Esau for granted. They study us just like the Greeks studied the Israelites back then. And they was like, okay, hold on, wait. Y'all circumcise y'all kids? Okay, why y'all do that? Oh, that's a covenant we got with God from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a covenant y'all got with God?
Yeah.
Y'all gonna have to stop that.
Yeah.
That's how he with y'all. Well, y'all have to stop that first. And then come like what you saying, like being uncircumcised in the spirit, like eating pork and all that.
Yeah.
But first, like you said, they got to get them sons to not circumcise physically. That's a covenant with God. We got to stop that.
And it's important, man. Listen, priest. It's so important for them to attack the sons. You know why? Our black brothers out there, our youngsters out there, with their booty crack and shit hanging out, is showing weakness.
Right.
So how was our woman? They know all they got to do is get to the man, get to that son, because that's the future. That's why you got, like I said, a rapper, a big little Yachty or whatever. I don't know, but I hear his name. He got millions of views. This nigga got a nail polish. A rapper got a nail polish. What's the other cat that messed with Kanye West? The cat that wore the dress on Saturday Night Live. Man, Kid Cudi. You want to know what's disgusting? Is it came out that the designer of the dress wanted Kid Cudi to wear it because it's a dress designed for men. So some man is going to see Kid Cudi on the video and say, damn, I gotta have that dress. Come on, man. They uncircumcising our sons. It is their mission. Show me a white rock star that is modeling dresses for young white men. Show them to me. Show them to me. Where you at? Why the hell we got a rapper? One of the two ways out of the so-called ghetto. Rapping, sports. Correct? Why is this nigga on Saturday Night Live wearing a dress and then come out with the story that is designed for men by a man who wanted him to wear it to advertise it? Come on, man. We're living in Maccabees all over again, man. This is a living book. This ain't no goddamn fable and stories as they want you to believe. This is real, man. But your pastor don't break it down and you blame us because we gonna vex you. We're going to hit that nerve and make you read, make you study, and make you learn. Let's go back to Maccabees and let's go to 1 and 49, Baba Kushah. Because if I may, that Ephesians scripture is saying that, you know, some of the Israelites that were called circumcised were the ones following the commandments of the Most High. They called the uncircumcised Israelites Gentile because they were not following the commandments. You see what I'm saying? The laws of the Most High. But following the ways of the heathens or Gentiles, and they considered themselves to be Gentile. That's why Reverend to say, I'm African American. I'm an American. This is my country. They'll fight for it. They'll do everything in their power to make sure America is on top. When you have senators and congressmen trying to take their voting right away. I don't vote. So I'll say their voting right away. That's trying to change the narrative of slavery. That's trying to do everything in their power to oppress Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. You see what I'm saying? But they're American. Man, get the hell out of here. Going to read 49, Baba Kushah. We're going to go to 50, and then we'll drop that.
First Maccabees 1 and 49. To the end, they might forget the law and change all the ordinances.
Let me tell you something. That's the end game. We'll forget the law and change the ordinances or the ways. We'll change it. And the next thing you know, we'll act like them. You know, the first drive-by was done by a white man. You understand that? The first gang jump in was done by a white man. The first, hey, go put this down for the block was done by white people. The first drug dealer, the first trap houses, the first, all of that was done by white people in America concerning us. We loved them so much, we followed their ways. A gangster get in the car and roll past you and kill you. We Israelites, of course, we're going to take it to a whole nother level because that's what we do. Anything we do, we going to do major. We're going to bring a whole new meaning to it. That's why we'll take a boring, dumb song like the national anthem and turn it into a goddamn, what, Whitney? A #1 song. A terrible song. No rhythm, no soul, no nothing. You see what I'm saying? That's what Israelites do. We are the best. I challenge y'all to go watch an old NFL game. Go watch it, man. And you know me, I did. So lucky I did it. Man, go watch how them white boys is playing football. Go watch an old baseball game. Watch how they play baseball. Basketball. Just watch it. It's like, okay, the WNBA. You take any WNBA sorriest team, they'll beat the best team when the white boys is playing basketball. They will. But we the best. It's what we do. Go ahead and continue reading.
First Maccabees 1:50. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
He should what?
He should die.
He should what?
He should die.
We are almost there, Israel. I'm telling you. Because I watched on Fox News that their narrative now is you don't follow the police order, you should die. It's what's going to happen. You understand that? You've committed no crime. So you telling me not having registration or insurance is a death penalty? How do you die? How do you die selling cigarettes? A misdemeanor. How do you die playing with a toy gun as a child in the park? How does that happen? Because the Christian church wants our sons to be uncircumcised like the king of this country does, which is the devil the Bible speak of.
That's right.
They want our sons to be uncircumcised. You understand that?
Okay.
I saw a special where they was messing with the what they call them? There was some stones from Chicago, and they went to Rockford, Illinois, and they had this woman who set them up. They rented a dope house and put cameras all in it. And these brothers was, selling dope and, doing their thing. They set themselves up from a whatever it was, a shop across the street. And they watched these brothers sell drugs. This is the animal we're dealing with. Selling drugs is supposed to be illegal. Why would you watch them sell drugs to all of these people? You see what I'm saying? Why would you watch this man drag the woman in, beat his baby mama up, all these different crimes? Guess what? They set it up. They got him the house. They had to snitch. They set them up. Why? They want them to be uncircumcised, man. They love it. I've said this how many classes? They get off on our destruction. It does something to them. They get off. How many times was a George Floyd video shown? They showing it. They love it. How many times did they show the Rodney King video? If this is so bad, so disgusting, why would they show it over and over and over and over and over again? Not just online. I'm talking about world news. How many times did you see Rodney King get beat by 7, 8 white gang members, beating him damn near to death? Now, the commentators said it was bad. They didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? this is the decree of the king. You don't follow us. You don't listen to us. You don't act like us. You don't talk like us. You don't dress like us. You should die. And that's why the George Floyd 1 year ago didn't change a goddamn thing. The stats are identical. You understand that? It's the same black man. It's the same Hispanic man. Don't ever get mad at a priest and prophet of the I.S.U.P.K. We changed our ways. We different. We different. Man, look, I got a side note real quick. I know my niggas. And the niggas that I know, killers. I mean, bad. Uncircumcised. God damn it. You feel me? Uncircumcised. Crazy. Nigga. But now, what are we? What are we? Soldiers of the Lord. You go to any other group. I gotta say this. I just watched a group that I won't say they name because they fags. And I said that. I'll take the check-in. But they had the devil, Vocab Malone. And this nigga said, I just wanted to hug you when you came up. This is a group that's supposed to be, you wanted to hug the devil? You just wanted to hug Vocab Malone when he walked up. Then Vocab Malone said, okay, I'll hug you now. Well, I don't want to hug anymore. Man, let me tell you something, man. The I.S.U.P.K, listen, we're not affiliated with any other entity, period. Whatever it is. If we deal with them because our generals say we can deal with them, we're just dealing with them. We're not responsible for what they do. You see what I'm saying? Let's move on. Let's move on because I got some more shit. Salaki, excuse me. But let's quickly say that the penalty for not obeying the king and not converting to a Gentile, that's what they wanted you to convert to, correct? Okay. Is death. Let's talk about a little more history. Let's go to the continuation in 2 Maccabees chapter 6, and we'll start at verse 6. Because once y'all get into this Bible and you read it for yourself and you understand why are these stories similar to what's going on to the black sons of today. It's not happening to the white Jews in Israel. They have never called themselves Israelites. They're Israelite. They're Jewish. Because they know they're not real. That's why a very good read is the 13th tribe. Read that book. Because he ratted on them and told them the only way we are the Jews is if we are the 13th tribe, a new tribe. Because historically, and this is the thing, guess what? There's evidence, not just biblical, archaeological. You name it, there's evidence of who the real Jews are. The oldest picture of Christ, even though it was a Coptic picture, he black. The oldest, the old in the catacombs. I got a picture that I want to bring out in the catacombs where if that ain't black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, look, tell me who it is. You got a nigga look like me. You got a nigga look like I'm a Wangabor. You got a nigga that looked like the young man Lance in the picture, the painting. Why is there so many shades? That's what we've always been. We've always been that cake unturned. You know what I'm saying? We've always been that. Salaki, go ahead and read that when you get it. Because I'll get off. I'll get on a whole new class before I finish the class that I'm on. Go ahead and get me a 2 Maccabees 6 and 6, Baba Kusha.
Come, 2 Maccabees 6 and 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days.
Hold on. What other animal on the earth would say, no, you can't keep your holy day? It's unlawful. Think about it. Think about it. It's not quite unlawful yet. But guess what? It goes against popular belief for you to keep the Sabbath. It goes against popular belief. We haven't got to the point yet where you're killed. There was also a time here, because don't forget, the king made a decree. What was it before? Guess what they were doing? They were keeping the Sabbath. They were raising their sons strong warriors of the Most High, correct? It took the king to make a decree to change it. You don't think that can happen? You don't think that can happen here? Continue reading.
Or ancient feasts, ancient fasts.
Ancient what?
Fast.
Let me tell you something. I remember being at camp during the Day of Atonement. This is what you have to do during the Day of Atonement. Look how the Edomites treat you. Just look at it. Look how you're looked at, because you're so beautiful. Your spirit is so powerful because you're fasting and you observing the laws and the Lord's fast. Next time that come up, watch how they look at you and watch how they treat you. Go ahead.
Or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
A what?
A Jew.
A what?
A Jew.
Let me tell you something. What would happen if the Lakers won another championship and LeBron James said, you know what? I'm a Jew. What would happen? Think about it. What would happen? What happens if we say we are Jews? You're going to get questions. When did you convert?
Right.
How long have you been a Jew? How? When did you convert? It's trivial. You understand that? It's not real. So they made it illegal for you to say you were a Jew. Let me tell you something. If y'all don't think that's possible today, then you're not living in reality, because it's already against popular opinion. Trust me, if America had a vote today, can black people call themselves Jews? I guarantee you that will become a law. No, they can't. They can't. They don't want us to say we Jews. They want us to say we are Christians because they understand you Lutheran, Baptist, Pentecostal, all of these white BS. If you say you a Jew, you saying you a chosen man of the Most High. Christians, that's not saying that. They grafted in. They spiritual. They all of this other crap. Correct? I guarantee you today, if they did a vote in Congress, who makes the laws for the king here, I guarantee you, it'll be illegal for a black man to call himself a Jew. I guarantee you. Now, we've gone over so many laws that they've passed. Do you know that calling someone a chink right now will get you locked up? But pickaninny, nigger, monkey, all that, you might lose your job. You call somebody a chink, you might go to jail for that hate speech. Because the white man cares about the real heathens. You understand that? Not the ones that are heathens just because they don't know no better. Let's continue reading though, Salakia. If I may, chapter 6, 2 and 6, it's a continuation of the law that was under King, what is it? Antiochus. That was continued by Ptolemy, who was at this time the Greek ruler. So the law was that no Jew could keep the high holy days or do any fasting or profess him or herself to be a Jew. Go ahead, read 7.
Come, 2 Maccabees 6 and 7. And in the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraint.
Wow. Go ahead.
To eat of the sacrifice.
To do what?
Eat of the sacrifice.
Bitter constraint. Made to, correct? Go ahead.
And when the fast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus carrying ivy.
Meaning, you know what? This Memorial Day weekend, nigga, you're going to barbecue. You're going to celebrate our day. You understand that? Now, there's a history behind it. I understand the black soldiers. Man, I don't care about none of that. Their holiday of Memorial Day, they're telling you, black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, barbecue. Celebrate it. Take the day off. It's about us. You understand that? And then it turns the corner until the buildup of the 4th of July. When you was a goddamn slave. But you know what they want you to do? They want you to go out, shoot, pop firecrackers, and be mad and be happy about being an American. And you was I need 2 minutes, man. Give me 2 minutes, man. You was a slave. During this, it's the crazy. I mean, it doesn't make it's crazy to me. You was a slave during this so-called Independence Day. You was a slave, but you celebrated. You don't celebrate just popping firecrackers. You have American flags, which is just as worse as a Confederate flag. Right. I don't even know what the goddamn argument is.
Right.
They're the same. They're both flags of oppression. But you is fighting and being like adamant about celebrating a day your ancestors were beat to death, hung, drowned, shot, you name it. And you pop firecrackers because the white man has you uncircumcised, man. You're not a part of the movement of the Most High. You should be. You understand that? to hell with 4th of July and everything it stands for. To hell with it. I pray that millions and millions of angels crack the sky this 4th of July and destroy the white man. Destroy his holiday, destroy his nation, destroy them all and bring the kingdom in. Right. That's what I pray.
Right.
I don't pray to go spend hundreds of dollars to shoot in the air and have 20 people or 10 at least per city get hit with a bullet that's dropping out the sky. Come on, man. Come on, man. Every holiday is destruction for us. You understand that? It's death for us. Christmas come, what happened? Robberies, jackings. It's death. I mean, Valentine's Day, what happened? All manner of sexual deviancy, adultery. What holiday? What day do they have that's not wicked? We just went over Mother's Day. What happened? Killings. How you go to a Mother's Day party and shoot everybody? Listen, man. The I.S.U.P.K under Commander General Yohanna is the only truth, man. And I want to go to 8, and I'm actually in the class there. I might have to do part 2 on this because I got about 20 more scriptures on this class. Real talk. But for everybody that watched the class, I can't do it at 7 no more because there's a much more powerful class going on at 7, and that's General Muhammad's scripture breakdown. And trust me, I never compete with that. So I'm doing it at 9, but I'm gonna move it up to 5. I'm gonna move it up to 5, and we're gonna rock out then. You know, Lord willing, you know, it'll work out. But understand, you know, watch General Muhammad's class before you watch mine, because the knowledge level is uncomparable. You know what I'm saying? And if I may, we get back to Bacchus or whatever. You know, he was a Greek and Roman god. Okay. So we just read 6, right?
7.
We read 7, right? So when they say the carrion ivy, this is to Bacchus. He was a Greek god and Roman god that was represented by all the city religions as the protector of those who do not belong to conventional society, and symbolizes everything. He was more or less like a atheist deity. You see what I'm saying? You don't believe in the real. You believe in Protestant, Catholic, and all of this other BS that goes against the Most High. This is, you can look this up. This is a real deity. So he symbolized everything, which he symbolized confusion, disorder, and behavior that is dangerous and unexpected, which escapes the human reasoning. Meaning that Black Hispanics and Native Americans know when they're doing wrong. Do y'all understand that? It's natural to us. We feel bad automatically. Like, damn, man, I shouldn't have did that. We could be the hardest cat on the planet. Like, man, I should have kicked that nigga door in like that. Man, I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? It's automatic. So this is what they was trying to get us to follow. I had to bring that out. But this deity, this false deity, was also known as the liberator, freeing one from oneself by foolish and insane behavior, such as homosexuality, chaos, the whole orgy thing, and drunkenness. Study it. and you'll read it and you'll trip out. You'll get into the island of Lesbos. You'll get into all of these other things where this deity had a lot to do with it. Let's go ahead and read 8 and 9, and I'll end the class at 9.
2 Maccabees 6 and 8. Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen.
Go ahead.
By the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices.
So, have you ever heard the term being colonized or Americanized? Damn, man. I know I'm in the truth now, but read the Bible. It's happened before. When they telling the Hispanic people, speak English. You see what I'm saying? This is America. That's them trying to make you conform to their ways in a nation that says freedom for all. Why do the Israelites have to conform? Have you ever heard white people tell Russians or Turkish people to speak English?
Right.
They in there, who got truthfully these dudes? All that BS they speak. I yet to see a video that tells them, man, speak English. It's the Mexicans. It's the Puerto Ricans. It's the Dominicans. It's the native Indian. Where I'm from, the natives get to speaking it. Trust me, the white people are, what are you saying? They feel offended by us because in their spirit is the spirit that we are reading in Maccabees right now. That same devilish, demonic spirit, that's what we're dealing again. Go ahead and read 9. We'll leave it there.
Verse 9, whoso would not conform themselves to the manner of the Gentiles should be put to death.
Should what?
Be put to death.
Go ahead.
Then might a man have seen the present misery.
Let me tell you something. Y'all love this country. I get it. Next week, Lord willing, I'm going to do a part 2 to this because trust me, we got to finish this. I got plenty scriptures. You know, this is like a 4-hour class. I got plenty scriptures on this, and we're going to break down how us in America today, we live the Bible. Who else does? You name all the Europeans that come to this country, they're never asked to conform. In the neighborhood that we are at right now, we got men wearing skirts, walking up and down, all around. We got the women looking like ninjas. They're not asked to conform. You understand that? But let them find out that you changed your life for Israel. They're going to have a whole new attitude about it. You understand that? Because the heathen that this scripture talking about is the Israelites. You are not grafted in, genius. You are not spiritual Israel. You are the true Israelites that this Bible is speaking of. This is why your condition, our condition, is the same as theirs. Put to death, we are put to death for not conforming, for not speaking the way a racist officer wants you to speak. With that, I'm going to pass the class over to priest and officer. I'm a Wanga Bar. No sign Christ.
Read the security announcements. We are I.S.U.P.K. started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister. New brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. that be saluted only, that has shed themselves of the world, that they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10 means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department. Priest fund, free offer for priests, not mandatory. Whatever so amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We get more clarification on that. Give a courtesy salute to the brothers and sisters watching the stream. I.S.U.P.K, Amidram, Rock, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah. Yahweh Shema, Thumba, Shem, Yahweh Shah. Glad to meet you.